On today's episode of Jess needs to control her impulsive spending because it's getting out of hand, I have these. And you may be wondering, Jess, what the hell is that? I am but a humble artist, and I have seen these specific washes every single time I open TikTok and every single time I open YouTube. So I've just been peer pressured into buying this. I've been subliminal messaged. I'm gonna take off the bubble wrap because as fun as it is, it's probably really annoying. So I've been waiting to do this for like a whole week. I love watercolor and I also love acrylic, and gouache is like the love child of the two. So I thought that it would be my medium. You know, I really like the setup because not only is it very cute, but it's like pretty portable. It's a nice little hardback case. It comes with a little mixing tray, which is always good. I appreciate that. Let's just get to unwrapping, unboxing, and swatching. Let's go. As you can see, the fun thing about these gouaches is they come in these little jelly-like containers, and every single one of the colors comes individually packaged in these nice little pots, so they're nice and secure, and then you just peel off the lid and you're good. And I'm going to do a tiny little ASMR of me unwrapping these. I really don't know how to do ASMR. I just kind of want to do it for like the two people that might appreciate it. I also don't like ASMR. I don't really know how it works. Anyways, so as I was opening it, I realized that they gave me two white colors, and at first I was confused, but then I realized since they're the exact same color, it's probably just because white goes fastest while you're painting, which is really nice because then I don't have to buy extra white paint so fast. So thank you, HIMI, or is it HIMI? HIMI? I don't know. Anyways, for the colors we have a black, a dark navy blue, a cobalt blue, a Barney purple, a sienna brown that looks orange for some reason on camera, a dark red, a basic orange, like an orange, colored orange. Oh my god, what other color would orange be? A butterscotch color, a yellowy orange, a sky blue, a forest green, a bluish dark green, a dark brown, a medium to light green, two white colors, a light super bright yellow, and then a magenta color. I'm so sorry for my color descriptions. Also, they all look different on camera for some reason, but I have to say I really love the color choices, and I'm really happy with like the variety. And I think my favorites are the magenta, the dark navy blue, and also like the yellow orange. Those are my favorites. So here I am swatching everything, and as you can see, I got a big glob of it, and I did one with pure gouache and then one swatch with a little bit of water mixed in. I didn't really mix in that much water, just a little bit, so it's a tiny bit diluted, because as I was discovering, this is basically acts as a watercolor and an acrylic at the same time. And also I realized that adding water is your friend with gouache because if you work with straight gouache, it's a little bit hard to work with. You need at least a little bit of water. So anyways, let's just get to the painting, shall we? So I wanted to draw this painting of Danny from Midsommar so bad because I finally watched the movie, and I just really love the imagery of her surrounded by flowers at the end of the movie. I thought it was so pretty. The movie was very pretty for a horror movie. I just have to say, like, it was disturbing but beautiful. Does that make sense? As you can see, I did a sketch with a basic charcoal pencil before I went over with some washes of color, and I tried to create a bunch of like bursts of color of basically the same colors that were the flowers in the reference picture that I used of the movie. And in hindsight, I probably should have developed this sketch further by drawing more of the flowers, because that would have helped me set up a guideline for what flowers I put where, because I started referencing the flowers directly from the picture, and then I ended up just winging it and putting them absolutely wherever. So if I actually planned out what flowers go where, that probably would have helped me, but you know, I usually don't think ahead. Like I said, I was kind of winging it with the flowers and the placement, and I mixed up a lot of white. I ended up using a ton of white for this painting because I had to add white to some of the colors to make them more opaque so they'd actually show up. So I started adding a little bit of dark green for the leaves, and I kind of just placed them everywhere. And I found that when I was working with the gouache, the paint was like cracking as it dried, and I looked it up, and apparently it means that you didn't add enough water to the paint. But I was adding like a lot of water, and I even added water after it was dry, which by the way, gouache, even when it's like completely dry, you can add water and it'll reactivate like magic. I figured that out because I accidentally left my paints open like without the cover for like a few hours, actually probably more than a few hours because I'm very forgetful, but they like completely cracked and they're like all crusty, nasty. But if you add water to the paint, it's like perfect, just like new. So keep that in mind. Like, it's fine if your paints start cracking or whatever. I think that's something I both like and dislike about gouache because like watercolor, you can work slowly as it dries, and it has added bonus of, you know, reworking it once it's dried because you can add water. But also it's more difficult to layer, and as you can see, I'm doing a lot of layering with the flowers and petals all over each other. So it made it a little bit difficult to layer over each other because if I added a layer that was a little bit too wet on top of another layer, it would just mix the two together. So it's not like acrylic in that way, where acrylic, you can lay down a layer, wait for that to dry, it's completely dry, it's not moving, and then you just add another layer. So that's something I both like and dislike. I think for layer pieces like this, it's a little bit more difficult to use gouache if you use a lot of water, but I don't know, I still really liked using it. And also, like I said, my paint was a little bit cracking with a lot of the flowers and a little bit on her face. So if you guys have any tips for preventing gouache from cracking, or maybe that's just how it's supposed to dry, I don't know, I'll do some close-up shots at the end so I can show you what I'm talking about. But you know, maybe there's some gouache experts out there that might help me. I don't know. Halfway through this painting, I just got a little bit lazy because it's just so many flowers, and I'm not the best at painting flowers. I'm pretty okay with painting roses because they're really simple. Like, you just need a basic shape, and then you just add a few little swipes for the petals in a lighter color, and you're good. But for the other flowers, I just got really lazy. Like, towards her face is where I actually tried to make the flowers look realistic and like the pictures. And then, like, as I was getting farther and farther to the edges, I was just putting stuff down because I think this painting took me like, I want to say like at least 6 hours, maybe like, I don't know, like 7 hours or something. I don't know, it was just a lot of flowers. I mean, I don't know exactly how long I spent on this because I did over the course of like 3 to 4 days, but I did watch a movie and the entire season of I'm Not Okay With This that came out the day I was painting this, and I watched the entire thing in one day. I kind of have a problem. It was a good show, but that's how long I spent on this basically. I was considering not bringing the flowers all the way to the edges and leaving a little bit of white space around her, kind of like a frame, but I ended up bringing them all the way to the corners, and I'm really glad I did because I think it brings the whole piece together, and I kind of emphasize the fact that she's completely surrounded by flowers, which is what I was going for. As finishing touch, I went over it with some Posca pens, which are basically just paint markers, and then also some white gel pen and some color pencil just to fix some of the lines and define the flowers a little bit more, and also add some like pops of white. So that's it. I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, the flowers are kind of simple, but altogether I think it makes a pretty cohesive piece, and I definitely need more practice with gouache but I had a lot of fun using it for the first time, and I'm probably going to make more pieces in the future. If you want to see more of my future gouache paintings, you can follow me on Instagram at JessTries or on Twitter at Jess_hers, and then my personal Instagram for like cosplay and stupid stuff is JessHers. I also have a TikTok, and I posted this drawing as a TikTok, so if you want to watch that, it'll be on screen, my username. And yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more of my art videos, I'll be posting a lot more in the future, but I also will have a playlist in the description down below. And yeah, I'll see you next week, and bye!